Alright, back with another video, and today, as you can see, we're going to be testing different ammo for my little cannon. The original ammo was this, but let me show you how this flies. So yeah, those tests were made from right here. Powerful little thing. I was only going 70% on it because I don't want it to be too fast for the camera. If you learn how to make it, it's one of my previous videos, just look it up. But anyways, as you can see, it wasn't coming out straight, and the design for this was with a gap in the middle so the air could push from inside, and heavier infill on the top for more weight towards the top to help it stabilize, but it did not work. I know a longer barrel would have helped, and also a faster coming out pressure, but regardless, so that's why I started designing other ones that could go straighter. First, just a longer one itself, which would be this. We'll probably test them in order. Then one that spirals through, lets air in through the tip, and it's supposed to help give it a spin. This one's unique. I wish I could show you the CAD model right now, because you can't. If you saw the inside, it's cool. It's like inlet jets here that lead to fins that start inside, like about here. So that part is a fin inside. Don't know how this would really work. Some of this was just for content, but I know I've seen darts like this that this should work somewhat. But I think this is what I'm really going for stabilization. They're all the same millimeters, by the way. They're just different designs. And then just to clean around, basically like a stump. This shouldn't do much. And then this one's definitely a joke. This one just has a hole inside that. It's very anticlimactic here. Yeah, a hole inside. Less aerodynamic here, too much resistance. And then just a bald end. So we'll begin testing all of those one by one, see if I could straighten them up and how they fly, maybe make them go further. I think first let's focus on these dumb anti-aerodynamic ones here. We'll do 2 tests of each, see how they fly. Alright, let me put it on super slow-mo. You could do that slow-mo sound yourself without As you can see, those were terrible coming off the barrel, spin right away and everything. So now let's try this. These ones are going to be sealed from the back, and there's 2. These are both bigger, one slightly bigger, longer versions. So let's try the one on the left first and the one on the right. By the way, this angle is only a 15-degree angle. So it's giving that distance from a 15-degree angle, not a 45-degree, 60-degree angle made for distance. So this toy is really nice. Again, check it out on one of my previous videos if you want to learn how to make it. And I'm only going, like I said, 70% strength. Okay, ready? Those were already a huge improvement as far as how it flies. They were definitely heavier though, as bigger pieces, and they were closed in. So the distance was less, but still an improvement. I forgot to skip this, the plain cylinders. Let me do this next just for fun. It flew about how you expected it to be. Not gonna repeat it because, you know, it's kind of what we expect. Not gonna bore you. But here comes the first one. It's a practical design that might not really work, but anyways, I did it. Let's see if it could catch air and start to spin or help the balance. I doubt it, but let's see it anyways. Disappointing. Let's try the second one now. Remember, I'm trying 2 of each. It's not a repeat video just 2 of each. So they all, I think it just automatically came out with too much curve that it didn't even have chance to get the air right. That's what the other signs would be better at though. We'll see them though. That one had a chance. It didn't start turning till about halfway or something. But at the end, it let me go. But I did push that one harder, by the way. And you know, the faster it comes out, the straighter it comes out. So maybe that's what the effect was on that. And I know what you're thinking is make a bigger barrel too. But maybe that's another video. But with the right ammo, you won't really need a second barrel. So I'll show you that, or longer barrel. Anyways, next, let's go with this. Less weight in the back and more weight in the front. And it also should stabilize, I'm thinking. Let's see it. Now that video was interesting. Have a look at it again. In the middle point, I can't tell if it like tried to counter back or was an optical illusion and it just kept going that way. I can't quite tell. But yeah, for the most part, it was a fail though. Let's test the second one. That one was clearly a fail. So let's go with this one with the inlets, air inlets that lead into internal fins. But also how much could I push it, because it does have the same inlets will affect how much the air could push it from this side. But I think it should still work. Hope this surprises me. If not, well, we'll find out. Those were the weakest, probably because of the holes, like I was explaining. There wasn't enough surface for the air to push. But now let's try these mortar looking ones with clear fins towards the end. These are my best hope. Let's try them right now. So we have a clear winner. By the way, the first one, I gave it like 80% strength, and the second one back to 70 by accident. Sometimes I was just rushing it because when you push the thing on the camera, it starts right away with super slow motion. So that's probably why it flew better than the second one. But like I said, the speed probably does matter, and towards the end, the other one was losing speed, so it did lose its straightness towards the end because it was losing speed at the end. The fins weren't as effective. But so far, that's the best design. Except have we tested these bolitas. Let's test this next. Well, there we go. We have a clear winner from a 15-degree angle. He launches circles way straight. By the way, I wanted to tell from super slow-mo that let me show you real speed that they were turning, because they're actually pretty fast. You ready? Here we go. There was a clear winner. I had made enough already before, back when I only tested this one and this ones. These ones were new to me, so they're as shocked as you were to see how they worked. I was too. It was the first time. And this one, which was the best one of those, actually broke, so wouldn't recommend it. Just stick with the circular BBs.